Hello. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Will Johnson. UnitedAmericaFirst.com is my website. Man, I think you know what? I like the House Republicans. I really do. I like what they're doing. I like how they're exposing it. The bad thing about all of this is that, if the House Republicans, let's say they bring up a bill, bring up a new law, and it goes over to the Senate because of Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer, nothing would ever come of it. And most definitely, if it goes to Biden's desk, he's not going to do anything about it either because their interest is not protecting the American people. It's just the opposite. They want to retain power. They're all about power, money in the power, money in the power. That's who the left is. That's who they are, rather. That's who the left, they like power. They like control, and they want to do this so much to all of us. Now, last night I streamed the State of Confusion speech from Joe Biden. And a lot of people tuned in, and some people I can't stand it. Dude lied so much. And I was addressing his lies in real time. Dude the truth is not in him. The truth is not in those on the left. But anyways, I do have some stuff I want to share with you. And I want to share some stuff about the Republicans questioning these ex-Twitter executives. This is really explosive stuff here. And that's what I was referring to when I said that, the Senate won't do anything because they're going to protect all the corruption that's been taking place with the FBI going to the big tech companies. They're going to protect it. That's why the big tech companies right now today, they don't care. They don't have no fear about this. They said Republicans do whatever they want to do because they're not going to stop us from censoring the American people. They're not going to stop us from going ahead and continuously violating your free speech rights. And they said, well, we get to violate your free speech rights because we are a private entity. So we get to violate your free speech rights. No problem. Hands down. Not an issue. Not at all. Because the Republicans will talk about it in the House, but they know the Senate is not going to do anything about it. And even if Mitch McConnell had control of the Senate, if he would have did the right thing, if he would have done the right thing, Mitch McConnell still wouldn't have done anything about it. He still wouldn't have done anything. He would have done exactly what the Democrats are doing by not allowing the Republicans and the American people to have a voice. Well, some people go, Will Johnson, you're on here right now. You have a voice. Your voice is being heard. It's really interesting that you say that because what they've done, and this actually come out, and I was listening to a group of guys on Twitter earlier, guys and girls, and they were on Twitter, and they were actually, they have these rooms on Twitter where you can do this audio and talk to people. And they brought up a really good point that what they've done is that, okay, they allow conservatives to talk, but you can only talk where we say you can. Like if you just want to talk in a real small form where no one really hears what you say, then we'll allow you to do it. But if you want to talk on a big platform where you can have hundreds of thousands of people listening to you, the answer is no. And that's what's happening. Look what's happening right now. They've been censoring Will Johnson, not just Will Johnson, but they've been censoring me like no tomorrow. Like they're scared of me. I never called for violence. I never showed any nudity. I never, I show everything the left because I expose them. That's my job. Before I get onto some of this stuff with the Twitter stuff, I want to share something else with you first, if that's okay with you, because this Twitter stuff is really explosive and it's about big tech, social media altogether. But this is what I want to show you here. This was on Fox News, and they're talking about Joe Biden and one of the lies that he did last night. There's a reason why I want to talk about this first. For those of you that didn't watch the Joe Biden State of Confusion speech, he actually went on and said that he created all of the jobs. It's because of him, the job market is looking really great. Well, that's not true. And I've always said it. It's not true. All it is people going back to work. That's what it is. People are going back to work. They didn't create anything. But listen to this, because this is so spot on. And really pay attention to the guy at the very end that she's talking to. This is exactly, they're changing the definition of what it means for the job market. Basically is what's happening here.
Some of his are saying that of those jobs where people want job after action is does the Bureau.
You hear this? It's actually much smaller than that. And listen who she's quoting. Listen to who she's quoting, because it's really important because of what he says at the end.
Much more than that. Bureau of Labor say only 200 manufacturing jobs, 7 million. You're talking about jobs that loaded for how.
That's not the standard. How we measure jobs. Are they? I'm telling y'all, this is so. It's insane. I don't like. What is happening here? These people, he literally on his, well, this is not the standards. Just like, we're not in a recession, and they changed the recession, and you can't go out there and look up what it says about a recession because they changed what it is to be a recession. So we're not in a recession. So that's not the standards. So because that's not the standards that we want to go with, that's not the standards of the job report then. We're not going to go with that one because that's not the one we want to talk about. Joe Biden lied. They know he lied. He didn't create any jobs, right? All of these jobs that they're talking about, he's taking credit for, are people going back to work. If you ask me, it's a problem. But you know what? Those on the left, they don't get it. They truly don't get it. Or the ones that do get it, they just blatantly lie. Like, for example, this one here. She blatantly lies like it's no tomorrow. Because again, just like Joe Biden, the truth is not in her. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The truth is not in her. Just like it's not in Joe Biden. It's not in these Democrats. Listen to this, because this is proof that the truth is not in her.
Joe Biden is a person of gut knowledge, judge, strategic to get the job done.
What? She's talking about Joe Biden? What? She's talking about Joe Biden?
Remarkable 2 years.
Okay, she just said he had a remarkable 2 years. Can y'all please enlighten Will Johnson? Where are those remarkable 2 years? Where are they? Who were they for? Maybe for her because she has $11,000 refrigerator. Her husband just made big bank off the chip deal, the insider trading that he just did. So for people like her, it probably was great. It was great. Hands down. It was great. Her husband made off like Murdoch. I mean, really big time. But for the rest of us, we have to deal with open border. We have to deal with the energy crisis. We have to deal with the food crisis. We have to deal with keeping the lights on. We have to deal with putting food on the table. We have to deal with putting gas in the tank. The rest of us, we have to deal with all of that. But she doesn't have to deal with that. For her, the last 2 years were just peachy. If he runs, it's over. I mean, I'm looking forward to him running again. I really am. But it's going to be over? Really? It's going to be over? And then you notice she said, if he decides to run. Now, last time I looked, okay, hold on. I was just told that the audio is not working properly. All right, let me see if I can fix it. Hold on.
Some of his critics are saying that.
Okay, hopefully this works. Let me know. Let me know. All right, let me play this first one again, because if it was gargled, y'all couldn't hear it. But listen to this. Let me play it again.
Some of his critics are saying that millions of those jobs are just jobs where people went back to the same job after COVID, and that actual job creation is much smaller than that, says the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They say only 214,000 manufacturing jobs and 2.7 million overall jobs if you're talking about jobs that were created.
Well, that's not the standard for how we measure jobs created.
Okay. So let me make sure before I go on, because if the audio, people can be forgiving if the video was kind of garbled and, you know, staticky, look like a VHS tape. People can be forgiving there, right? I mean, you can be forgiving if my video looks bad, right? But the audio's jacked up. Ears are not forgiving. I'm like, oh no, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Okay, it's okay now. It's okay now. So y'all heard that, right? I do apologize for that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Y'all heard that. He said that's not the standards that we go on. Listen.
Well, that's not the standard for how we measure jobs created.
You hear that? That's not the standard that they measure jobs created. Really? That's really interesting to me. I think it should be interesting to everybody, right? It should be. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure my video switches with it so y'all can see it. Okay. Hopefully this works now. And here's the one with crazy drunk Nana, as a lot of people call her, right? Because she's always drunk, right? Listen to this one.
Joe Biden is a person of vision, knowledge, judgment, strategic thinking to get the job done.
She said he has strategic thinking. Is she really, truly talking about Joe Biden? Really?
And he was a remarkable 2 years, and again, connects very empathetically with the American people.
So which American people is he connecting to? Because let me remind y'all, half the country he just demonized. Half the country he called domestic terrorists. Half the country they say is the problem. So which Americans is he talking about? All the people who's for this woke agenda?
So I hope he runs. I'm for him if he runs. And I know that the Democrats will fully embrace him. If he runs, it's over.
If he runs, it's over. So let me make sure this really quick, because I got some stuff I want to show y'all. Okay, and all this good. Yeah, everyone's here now. Okay, yeah. Because someone said she makes me ill. Yes, she makes me ill too. She completely lies. Blatantly lies. You can't make this stuff up. The lies is just really bizarre with all the lies, right? It's completely crazy with all the lies. All right. So, you know, Joe Biden did his whole state of confusion speech last night, and Sarah Huckabee, she came out and she did her thing because that's who the Republican Party selected because she's a governor. You know, they could have selected anybody. Personally, I kind of wish they would have reached out to President Trump, but, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They could even reach out to Ron DeSantis for some of y'all that's like really not, you know, happy with Trump. And Trump, he's done stuff in the past that we disagree with, but I mean, come on. I think, you know, I don't know this whole thing between him and Ron DeSantis. I wish it would just stop, to be honest with you, because it's only giving the Democrats what they want. Oh, they go, oh yeah, they're fighting. We love it. We love it. We want to split up, break up the Republican Party. You know, that's their agenda, right? That's their whole goal. You even have the Lincoln Stinking Project. Have you ever heard of that group? They call themselves Republicans, but they're total leftists. I mean, they're like in the closet leftists. I mean, it's really crazy. But they want to break up the Republican Party. Why? Because the Republican Party is not going along with the establishment. They're 100% the establishment. Well, anyways, President Trump decided to come out and, you know, he did his video talking about, you know, Joe Biden last night and all of the lies Joe Biden did. And I think it's important for those of you that missed it to hear what President Trump had to say.
Here's the real State of the Union. Over the past 2 years under Biden, millions and millions of illegal aliens from 160 different countries have stormed across our southern border. Drug cartels are now raking in billions of dollars from smuggling poison to kill our people and to kill our children. Savage killers, rapists, and violent criminals are being released from jail to continue their crime wave, and under Biden, the murder rate has reached the highest in the history of our country. Biden and the radical Democrats have wasted trillions of dollars and caused the worst inflation in half a century. Real wages are down 21 months in a row. Gas prices have soared and are now going up much higher than even before. And the typical American family is paying $2,200 in increased energy and food costs each year. Joe Biden's weaponized Justice Department, and I'm a victim of it, is persecuting his political opponents. His administration is waging war on free speech. They're trying to indoctrinate and mutilate our children. He's leading us to the brink of World War III, and on top of all of that, he's the most corrupt president in American history, and it's not even close. But the good news is we are going to reverse every single crisis, calamity, and disaster that Joe Biden has created. I am running for president to end the destruction of our country and to complete the unfinished business of making America great again. We will make our country better than ever before, and we will always put America first.
And
thank you.
You know, the left, they hate to hear President Trump say, put America first. They can't stand it. They can't take it. They hate it with a passion. What does he mean, put America first? How dare he want to put America first? Who does he think he is? This is the way the left thinks. Who does he think he is? There's people right now that are like, you know what? They don't care who's in office. They'll take anybody, as long as it's not President Trump. And a lot of people on the right, they have this thing in their mind that said, well, you know what? We don't need to go with Trump in 2024 because the Democrats won't let us. The Democrats have so much control over us that even if we pick someone else, that it'll be okay. As long as we don't pick President Trump. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people on the right sitting there thinking, well, as long as we don't pick President Trump, we have a chance. People are thinking this as if the Democrats are going to say, okay, as long as you don't pick President Trump, we'll let you select somebody else and allow that person maybe to be president. This is what some people on the right think this. And I don't understand it. I really don't. Because whoever the Republicans select, they are going to be highly, highly disgusted about it. Talking about the left. They're going to be evil. They're going to bring up all the lies. They're going to bring up if it's a man, right? They're going to say, oh, he sexually assaulted somebody. And, you know, this is the same thing they do. If he's a man and he's white, they're going to find out, oh, he's racist. The same thing that they always do. And they're going to say the Republican Party again, the racist white men party. If you look at it, and if you want to say that, the reason why I used to think that when I was younger, because I was told that, and because of people like Mitch McConnell. That's the reason why I used to think that. But then I got older and I realized that, no, the Republican Party is just the opposite of what the Democrats have been telling me. Just the opposite. If the Republican Party wants Will Johnson to prosper, but Will Johnson has to work for it, which I have no issues with. The Democrat Party, they believe that the only way Will Johnson can come up is unless Will Johnson start embracing wokeism. And that is not going to happen. I will never, ever embrace wokeism. I'm going to die a conservative Christian. I will never, ever embrace wokeism. That is not going to happen. Okay. Now, let's get on with this. This is really crazy here, right? Now, this is the one, what I was telling y'all earlier when I first started. This is about Twitter. The ex-Twitter execs on Capitol Hill literally lying to Congress. Literally lying. And I have one I want to show you with AOC, the nut job AOC. You can't make this stuff up. This is like really bizarre stuff to me. Listen to this one, because Comer is actually telling him that he failed at his job. He failed at his job. They actually did this to the American people, and they see nothing wrong with it. Well, you know what? They don't see anything wrong with it because they put it this way. Those on the left, they know that we are in a spiritual war. And in their minds, they have to combat and fight anyone who believes in America, believes in God, and believes in freedom. They believe that they have to fight those type of people like you and I. Listen to this.
Mr. Roth, Ms. Gaddy, and Mr. Baker. It appears to me that you failed at your jobs. You were entrusted with the highest level of power at Twitter, but when you were faced with the New York Post story, instead of allowing people to judge the information for themselves, you rushed to find a reason why the American people shouldn't see it. In a matter of hours, you were deciding on the truth of a story that spans years and dozens of complex international transactions. You did this because you were terrified of Joe Biden not winning the election in 2020. That's what it appeared.
That's what it is.
I can assure you this committee will succeed in holding the Bidens accountable.
You hear this? He said they're going to, but the committee, and see, that's the problem that I have right now. The committee, which is good, they're going to hold the Biden crime family accountable. The problem is when it goes over to the Senate with Mitch McConnell, it's going to fall short because Mitch McConnell's not going to do anything to try to fight for it, to try to get this to never happen again. Mitch McConnell's not going to do it because Mitch McConnell and Joe Brandon are buddy-buddy. They're, kumbaya with one another. And of course, because he allowed Chuck Schumer to keep the Senate, nothing's going to happen. Only thing that's going to happen here is going to bring awareness to the American people that, hey, Congress is aware. And then you have Democrats in Congress that don't care about the Constitution. This is going to expose them even more. This is what's going to happen, right? And I'm hoping more will happen, but on the surface, this is what's going to happen. This is what I see. It's going to expose the Democrats that they don't care about the Constitution. But even then, when they come out that they don't care about the Constitution, they're going to be like, I don't care. I don't care. Well, now listen to AOC talk about this. And all of this is about the Hunter Biden laptop. Not all of it. A lot of it's about because big tech was censoring American people. And they're talking about the Washington Post being censored, a news organization being censored on a tech platform because the federal government via the FBI went to them and had them remove any reference to Hunter Biden, saying that it was
Russia.
propaganda when it wasn't Russian propaganda. It wasn't at all. And let me say this. The laptop has been verified. How many of you watching right now that still believe that the laptop was Russian propaganda? How many of y'all actually believe that? Because it's already been reported that Hunter Biden has acknowledged that it was his laptop. He's already acknowledged it. The FBI has acknowledged it. Congress has acknowledged it, except for her. Listen to her. She's such a nut job. And let me remind y'all, Adam Schiff was removed from a committee because he was blatantly lying. Keep that in mind as you listen to this.
A Washington Post article now warning about Hunter Biden laptop disinformation, the guy who leaked it. Here's the deal. Before I even get into my questions, I think that the story here with the Washington Post reporting is that what they're saying right here, when the New York Post first reported in October 2020 that it had obtained contents of a laptop computer allegedly owned by Joe Biden's son Hunter, there was an immediate roadblock faced by other news outlets that hoped to corroborate reporting, as many did. The newspaper wasn't sharing what it obtained. New York Post had this alleged information and was trying to publish it without any corroboration, without any backup information. They were trying to publish it to Twitter. Twitter did not let them, and now they were upset.
She's lying. She said that they didn't verify any of the information. It was verified. It was 100% verified. She's literally lying. And the reason why Twitter removed it is because of the FBI going to Twitter $3 million later, telling them not to allow anyone to talk about it. And it was 100% verified. And it's still verified today. Did she not get the memo? Did she not read the briefing about this before she went and sat down in that chair? So is she still like watching MSSTD and CNN to get the information from them? And some of them have even admitted that this is Hunter Biden's laptop. And some of them on these liberal communist media outlets have said, well, this is old news. Why are we even talking about the Hunter Biden laptop? Because they have been compromised. They have been compromised.
I believe that political operatives who sought to inject explosive disinformation with the Washington Post couldn't get away with it. And now they're livid. And they want the ability to do it again.
You hear that? And they want the ability to do it again. They want the ability to post the truth. And you have people sitting in Congress. See, this is the problem here. These people, she supposedly took the oath. I don't know what oath she took. But the Constitution is part of that oath to defend and protect it. And we, the people, these people that we elect to go on Capitol Hill, they're supposed to be there to make sure that our First Amendment rights, that the U.S. Constitution is upheld. But they don't do that. She's not doing that. This female is absolutely repulsive. Again, Adam Schiff was removed from the committee because he was blatantly lying, even though the truth has all been out there. This is Hunter Biden's laptop. The truth is out there, but she's still trying to say that it's just propaganda.
They want the ability to inject this again. So they've dragged a social media platform here in Congress. They're weaponizing the use of this committee so that they can do it again. A whole hearing about a 24-hour hiccup in a right-wing political operation. That is why we are here right now. And it's just an abuse of public resources, an abuse of public time. We could be talking about health care. We could be talking about bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. We could be talking about abortion rights, civil rights, voting rights. But instead, we're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story.
Half-fake laptop story? So so see, this is what irritates me. Is because she doesn't give any reference, she doesn't give any clarification, she doesn't give any descriptions or any examples of what makes the Hunter Biden laptop half fake. So what part is half fake? Give us more detail on that. But she can't. But she's all about pushing wokeism. She's all about that.
I mean, this is an embarrassment, but I'll go into it. Ms. Navaroli, let's talk about something real. I'd like to show you a tweet posted by...
And then she goes on talking about a tweet where it was President Trump, right? And then President Trump, and the whole thing about the tweet is that President Trump put a tweet out there about the people coming into our country committing crimes. And President Trump said that they should be forced to go back. Of course, because these people come into our country breaking the law, committing crimes, President Trump wanted him to go back. She's saying it's racist. See, this is how she's such an idiot. It's really remarkable that this woman is even still there. There should be some kind of prerequisites that you have to be mentally stable. She's not mentally stable at all. AOC is not mentally stable. For her to still believe these lies, and she's sitting there saying that President Trump was racist because he wanted the criminals that snuck into our country to go back. And when I listened to this, I was thinking that maybe she's referring to when, trying to say that President Trump was saying people go back to Africa. But President Trump never said that. I know some leftist liberals, Democrats have said that before, but President Trump never said that. President Trump only wants the criminals to go back to the country they came from. If countries like Venezuela empty their prison cells, men of the fighting age put them on our southern border and they came into our country. And President Trump said, no, they need to go back. According to her, that's racist. And she says it's white supremacy because we don't want the criminals here. Now, that Twitter executive that was talking, he was asked another question by Jim Jordan. And Jim Jordan was drilling him saying, well, are you saying that you never talked to the FBI? Think about this. Mark Zuckerberg, before the Twitter files even came to light, Mark Zuckerberg let the cat out the bag. He literally said that the FBI came to Facebook asking them not to allow anyone to publish the Hunter Biden laptop story. He actually said it. He said it on Joe Rogan. And I'm like, why is this dude being so truthful on Joe Rogan? This is really interesting to me. I've said it multiple times. But then the Twitter files came out, and it showed that the FBI was working with Twitter to prevent the Hunter Biden story from coming out. It's no secret any longer. The cat has been let out the bag, or in this case, the donkey. But then this Twitter exec got caught in a lie, and Jim Jordan begins to drill him on it.
I think the chair for yielding. Mr. Baker, you said you didn't talk with the FBI that day. Did you talk to the FBI about the Hunter Biden laptop story prior to then or after that day?
I'm trying to make sure I can answer this question consistent with the restrictions that I talked about in my opening
Simple
statement.
question.
Yeah, I want to make sure I can answer this question consistently with because he said, it's so bizarre. This dude literally lied. He literally lied, said that I didn't talk to the FBI on that specific day. On that specific day.
I'm trying to make sure I can answer this question consistent with the restrictions that I talked about in my opening
Simple
statement.
question. Did you talk to the FBI about the Hunter Biden story?
I do. To the best of my recollection, I did not talk to the FBI about the Hunter Biden story before that day.
Did you talk to him after it? You said your response is real specific to the chairman. You said, I did not talk to the FBI about the Hunter Biden laptop story that day. I assume that day is October 14th. I want to know if you talked to him on the 13th or before, or if you talked to him on the 15th and after.
I don't recall speaking to the FBI, sitting here today, I don't recall speaking to the FBI at all about the Hunter Biden matter.
Well, then why'd you answer it the way you did?
I beg your pardon?
I yield back there.
Why did you answer it the way you did? He go, beg your pardon. See, he's trying to find a way. Let me put the snake back up on the screen here. He's trying to say, well, if you find out proof that I did talk to the FBI, I'm elaborating here. If you do find out that I did talk to FBI one day before, one day after, at some point, then I'll come back and say, oh, now I remember. Yes, I did talk to the FBI. Now I remember. But right now he's saying, I don't remember talking to him before or the day after or the day of. But once you come back and find out, then he left it open to where he can say, okay, yeah, now I remember. Yeah, now I remember. He's got caught lying. That's all this is. That's all that this is. And then we come back to AOC. Now, I told y'all she went on this whole thing about President Trump's tweet, and because Twitter didn't remove President Trump because he told them to send them back, to go back. Criminals coming to the country and President Trump wanted them to go back. She's trying to say it's racist and white supremacists. But this particular video here, she's upset with this Twitter account, Libs of TikTok. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all have already seen this. It's gone viral everywhere. She's upset with Libs of TikTok. And before I play it, let me just give y'all, for those of y'all that don't ever get on Twitter, and for those of y'all that never heard of Libs of TikTok, because I'm sure there's somebody out there right now that's never heard of it. Libs of TikTok is a Twitter account that is ran by a lady. And all she does, she'll go on TikTok and she'll just record all of these progressives, these teachers, these doctors, these lawyers, just these people all on TikTok supporting and pushing wokeism onto children, etc., all of this wokeism stuff. And what she'll do is she'll take a quote from whatever it is that they are saying, and she'll put it in for the description of the video, what they're saying. And then she'll say, like, for example, this video here with AOC going after Libs of TikTok. She put a quote on there about what AOC said. But then at the bottom, she said that AOC is upset. Not because, right? AOC is not upset because of what the people are saying in the videos, because they're the ones saying it, not Libs of TikTok. AOC is upset because Libs of TikTok is exposing the demonic, evil, sinister things that they're wanting to do to children. And AOC is upset about that. Listen to this.
So much for bias against right wing on Twitter. Additionally, Ms. Navaroli, are you familiar with the account Libs of TikTok?
I have heard of it from the news, yes.
Mr. Roth, are you familiar with this account?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Are you aware that from August 11th to August 16th, that account posted false information about Boston Children's Hospital, claiming that they were providing hysterectomies to children?
Of course. Libs of TikTok did not put anything but a video from I remember that video. There was a couple of them. And if I'm not mistaken, this particular one was a nurse talking about how they're wanting to mutilate children. Again, Libs of TikTok is just taking videos from TikTok of these people talking about what they're wanting to do to children. She conveniently leaves that part out. This is her trying to manipulate the whole situation by lying. And again, Adam Schiff was removed from committees from lying, from that one specific committee for lying. She's lying.
Yes, I am aware of that and other claims from the account.
And are you aware that this lie was then circulated by other prominent far-right influencers?
Yes.
And are you aware that all these claims, which I have reiterated were false, culminated in a real-life harassment and ultimately a bomb threat to the Boston Children's Hospital?
Yes, I am aware.
And this account is still on that platform today, isn't it?
Regrettably, yes, it is.
Despite inspiring a bomb threat due to the right-wing incitement of violence against trans Americans in this country, because they cannot let go of this obsession with fixating violence and inciting violence against trans and LGBT people, in addition to immigrants, in addition to women of color. This is a party that cannot pick on anyone their own size.
You hear this? You hear this? You don't ever see conservative Christians going and bombing a clinic. They bombed help clinics, birthing clinics, pro-life clinics. And she's sitting there saying that Libs of TikTok is inciting violence. All Libs of TikTok has been doing was playing videos of them talking. Them talking. That's all that Libs of TikTok has been doing. And for the longest, people didn't even know if Libs of TikTok was a female or a male, black or white, Hispanic, no idea. Because Libs of TikTok was only taking videos of these insane, demonic, leftist people and playing the videos of them talking. I played some of those videos here. Some of them are really, they get on there and they talk about how racist they are towards white people. And Libs of TikTok will share it. They'll share it. And she's deliberately lying about Libs of TikTok, blatantly lying. Just outright lying. And then she's got this nerve, the idea to say, well, you know, Republicans, they're so obsessed. You know what Republicans, conservative Christians are obsessed with? They're obsessed with protecting children. That's what they're obsessed with. Because those of us that believe in God, we know that we're called to protect children, women and children, according to the Bible. If you ever looked up in the Bible what a religion is, because religion in the Bible, it doesn't say Christianity. For those of y'all that don't know this is going to be a lesson. I encourage you to go look it up. Look up what is a religion in the Bible, because it doesn't say Christianity. It doesn't say Catholicism. It doesn't say Buddhism. It doesn't say anything. You know what it says in the Bible with what religion is considered? Protecting and taking care of widows and children. That's what religion is. And they want to target, but ultimately what it comes down to, they want to target Christianity. They want to target those of us who want to protect women and children. Actual, natural born women.
And they are trying to co-opt an entire social media platform and use the power of this committee and of Congress in order to pursue a political agenda.
Really? See, you know, the problem I have with crazy AOC is that she and the rest of the Democrats, they're paying attention to something that this hearing has nothing to do with. This is about suppressing people's free speech. If it was happening to them and it was the other way around, they'd probably be burning the cities down. They're probably trying to burn Twitter down had it been happening to them. Because if liberals were getting censored left and right. So liberals right now, they're not getting censored on Twitter because if they were, they would be talking about it. Then it would become an issue. They have an issue with you and I, conservative Christians, having a voice. That's where their issue comes in. That's what they have a problem with. That's what they don't like. I don't know about you, but the world we live in today, when you have idiots like AOC and that mindset is growing at an alarming rate, it's like they can't help themselves. It's like this is who they want to be. And I've told so many people, as I said, if you look in what it says about a reprobate mind in the Bible is clear. These people have been turned over to a deprived mind. They believe the evil, wicked things that they are doing are good. See, AOC, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Jerry Nadler, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, all of these people they don't have any issues lying to all of us because they believe that, hey, if you have to lie to get the agenda across, then it's a good thing. The truth is not in them. The truth is not in them. And for AOC to get upset because Libs of TikTok is showing and exposing these sick adults targeting children. That's the reason why she's upset, because they're being exposed. Not the fact that they're doing this to children. They're okay with them sexualizing children. They're okay with that. Well, I'm not okay with it. And I'm not talking about being violent towards them, but I will speak out against the sick, perverted ways that they have. We are allowed to speak out. Now, I won't condone, I won't support anyone that's talking about being violent towards another person. And I know some people personally that they want violence, and I will never condone that. There's other ways that we can fix this stuff without having to smash someone's face in. We don't have to do that. Now, of course, the left, they would love for us to do that. So then they can turn around and say, well, see, they're the ones that's violent. See, right now they mouth it off, but there's no videos. They can't show videos of it. They can't show videos of conservative Christians actually going out being violent towards them because there are none. But they still just say it. Just like they constantly say that the 5 police officers because of white supremacy. They just say stuff because the times that we're living in, the world that we're living in, we are living in the last days. And some people still don't understand it. Oh, well, they've been saying we're living in the last days for the longest. Well, tell me any other time. Tell me where the technology has been the way it has been, like it is now. Tell me when. You can't tell me because I've done IT for 20 plus years. I still can run circles around with people that's still doing IT right now because it came extremely easy to me. They are doing this to us right now. You have the United Nations that's wanting to take us to the whole one world system. We're on the verge of going on World War III, part of this one world system. They create World War III, then they say the rest of the countries will just fall into place because it'd be such destruction. They're talking about digital currency, another episode of the one world order. This the way they're sexualizing children, targeting them, trying to tell you that you don't have to believe the way God created you. That is another mechanism of this one world order. All of this stems right back to the Antichrist, all back to Satan. They love everything of Satan. The left, they love everything of Satan. Let me ask you this. Leave me a comment. I'm looking over here right now. Leave me a comment. And I've asked this question multiple times. Name me one thing that the Democrats would disagree with when it comes to Satan. Just one. Let me repeat it again, because some people have never even heard that, never even thought about it. We're talking about those on the left, progressives, leftists, Democrats, whatever it is. Label one thing, just one, that the Democrats would disagree when it comes to Satan. Just one. I've asked that question so many times over the years. And progressives and liberals, they don't have an answer. One lady goes, school choice. What? Oh, no. She said, school breakfast. Satan doesn't want children to have school breakfast. Right? Satan wants children to starve. And Republicans don't have an issue with children eating because Republicans know that children need to eat. Now, just doing a free socialist program, that's a different story. These NGOs and these private companies, these 501c3 companies, they're supposedly doing this stuff. All they're doing is funneling money for the Democrat Party. Look at the NGOs on the southern border. Kamala Harris right now is talking about $950 million, almost $1 billion for NGOs going to other countries. Forget about America. According to them. All right, so I know I had some technical issues in the beginning before I got started tonight. So I do have one thing I want to share with y'all. That's kind of weird. Right, hold on. Okay. No, let me do it this way. Okay, there we go. Okay, for those of you that want to see what else I have to share with you, and because I can't share everything here on YouTube and Facebook for obvious reasons. Even though the Republicans are talking about big tech and social media, I've already clarified and made it clear that the big tech companies, they don't care. They're going to still continue doing what they want to do. So if you want to join me and hear what I have to say about this other stuff, please go to my Rumble channel right now. I just got a couple of things I want to share with you. If you haven't, please subscribe on my Rumble channel. But before I go, let me say thank you to a couple people. If anyone bless me here, let me go over here to Facebook. Now that I know where to look, Michelle, thank you so much for the stars. I really do appreciate it. Nicole, thank you so much for sharing. Ruth. Timmy, John, Sean, thank you so much for sharing. Chuck, thank you so much as well for the stars. Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing. I really do appreciate it. Darlene, thank you so much for sharing my video here. It really does mean a lot. Come on, everybody. Join me over on my Rumble. Join me over on my Rumble. Come check it out. Just come hang out with me for just a minute, okay? Just real quick. If you're having trouble, look, just go to Rumble and type in Will Johnson. You should find me right there. And you can go to, the bottom down there, www.uaf.media, and click on Rumble, and it'll take you directly to my Rumble channel. All right. So I'm going to end it here on these other platforms, and I will see you on